What's going on, brothers? This is Alex here,
And this is Christian.
and this is Two Brothers Arguing. We're back again for another podcast. Thank you guys for listening today. Please give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below after, and I'll go ahead and remind you guys after we get done talking. So today, my brother is going to ask me a few questions about my trip. About a week ago, I went to Kansas, and I had a really good time. I went to go visit my best friend, and him and his girlfriend, they treated me really good out there, and shout out to all the people that I met as well. Very friendly people out there in Wichita, Kansas. And then so let's go ahead, ask some questions, bro.
What was the biggest thing you took from being there?
The biggest thing that I took, you might have to speak up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing that I took from being out in Kansas was money is like meaningless.
Unessential.
Yeah, money is meaningless, and like compared to like living out here in California, I feel like everyone is so focused on making money because there's so much money to be made out here. Like I'm not like the job market out here is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you can find a job out here no problem, and you can do so many things. Like you can be a model on the side. You can do acting on the side. Like
Here?
Yeah. I mean, you have so many different gigs that you can do out here. And like there's a larger market to like put yourself out there. Like I mean, on the side we do YouTube, and that's for some people that's a source of income, you know.
True.
And so we can work our regular lives out here and still do stuff on the side and make money. Like I said, there's always money to be made out in California, but like living out there, not living out there, but being out there has taught me that like money is definitely meaningless, and that money does not make you happy. Money does not make you happy.
True. I mean, out here in California, you kind of see that, or people that are money driven, it's more like, it's not more for themselves. It's more just to show what they're able to have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that out there, like with people that do have money,
like people are flexing?
Yeah, like doing that, or, like out here, because out here, like you can just drive.
Well, like I don't. I'm sure there's people here and there that like to flex that were out there, but you don't see it as much.
It's common nature.
You don't see it as much though. Like I didn't really see too many like luxury cars out there. Like you know how like out here you'll see. Like it's typical to see a Mercedes Benz or a BMW. Like it's normal and it's expected.
Yeah, in the hood or like in a nice area.
Yeah, like you're gonna see a nice foreign vehicle out there. It's like a lot of people are driving like a lot of American made cars like Chevy and Ford, and a lot of people were driving trucks. Gas is super cheap out there, so you can drive a huge truck out there no problem. I mean, it's and then also like we went to the bar, right? And I noticed like how like nonchalant some people were about like being out there. Like I mean, there's a lot of people that were dressed very like nice, but like compared to like people out here are very fixated on the way they look and are perceived than I would say out there. I mean, there's a lot of good looking people out there as well, no offense. But like I feel like Californians are very fixated on the way people perceive them and the way we look. Because I know what's the expression? I was like a sore thumb. What is it?
Well, you were easy to be like.
Yeah, like
you were able to be like.
I was noticed that I wasn't from Kansas. So you can tell like I was from a different state. And also apparently we have accents. Californians have accents, and
yeah, bro.
I think it's our slang. Maybe.
But then again, like they all have like this weird.
Mm-hmm.
People from like out of California, they think like you live like this like super crazy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think like you live in Hollywood or something. Like I've been told like for example like Melissa's like sister, when she moved out to Oklahoma, they asked her like, oh, like do you know anybody famous or something like that. Like,
oh really?
Like, they don't understand that California is like. It's bigger than most countries, like, and people don't realize that.
Well, like, one thing I did, like, what's it called, like, I can't take for granted, like, where we're from now, as far as, like, how close we are, like, how convenient it is. I mean, living in the Inland Empire, like we're 45 minutes away from the beach, from the nearest beach, right?
Mountains right up the street.
Yeah, the mountains are right up the street. Another 30 minutes. The other day, I drove to Big Bear. No problem.
Hour and a half, you can go straight to Joshua Tree and look at some stars. For
you can go to the desert and go look at stars and camp, or you can go. I mean, you can go to Las Vegas in 2 hours from here.
You can go to Los Angeles and there's a different genre. There's so many different genres of things you could try out there. You have museums whereas like in other places, like in the middle of the country, like you don't.
Yeah, like before I even went out there, because I was like, oh well, maybe like I wasn't too sure if they were gonna have like stuff set for me to do things out there. So I was like,
an agenda.
Like an agenda. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna look and see, like, if I'm gonna go out there, I might as well try to get the most out of it. But we did a lot out there, actually. We did like a beer crawl for cancer one of the days that I was out there, which was pretty fun. But when I was looking into seeing like what's out there, like what there is to do out there, and I couldn't find anything. Even the Travel Channel hasn't done an episode on Wichita, Kansas.
Well, I mean, I don't really know. Like, Kansas is where, like in like the middle of the.
It's in the middle, literally in the middle of this United States.
No tornadoes.
I was asking them if there was tornadoes, and they said not at their part. They said if you go to another city, I think it's a little bit more rural. They get tornadoes, but like the part that they were in, no, nothing crazy.
Sounds pretty cool.
But what else? Yeah, any more questions?
Let me see. How are the people like though? Like just like personality wise compared to
everyone's very friendly. I've been told that Californians come off as like stuck up. That apparently we're stuck. We seem very stuck up.
Maybe it isn't.
And it's like to ourselves.
Maybe because
go ahead.
Maybe because like California is such a stressful place that you kind of like unconsciously credit yourself for being like, oh, I've done it myself. You have like this macho-ness to yourself. You think that you don't really notice that you have compared to other people.
Yeah, I think out here you have to be a little bit more independent. You know, everyone's like on their own agenda out here. Like not everybody has the same days off. Like as far as like even you can even tell by like family, right? So like you go to a family party and you'll see like certain people aren't there because they have to go to work. And it's not, you can't have your Monday through Friday and then enjoy your family on Saturday and Sunday. And that's something I feel like you can do out there. It's something you can definitely do out in a state like that in Wichita, Kansas. You have the time, and that's like, I feel like that's what the most valuable thing in life is. I think it's worth more than money, is to like be able to enjoy your family and people that you love and care about. And
now that you say that, and like the other day when you said like how people in California are kind of selfish, I'm starting to think of it a little bit more now, because like think about it. Like, what you just said is like you don't really have time to go out and do that much stuff, basically, right? And when you do, it's like a little bit of time. But when you do, like, you're being selfish in the sense of like the people that are like, for me, right? Let's say I have the day off and like you're working. I'm like, come on, dude, come on, get out. Like that's just me being selfish. So like, when you bring that up, I'm trying to think like, a lot of people here, they're low-key kind of phony. Like they're not really there for you. I feel like in a different state, you kind of see that differently. Right? People like it's so like slow, and like it's so like it's not based around money, right? So like I feel like everybody's more closer, whereas here everybody's separated by that money. What's the stature?
Yeah. Like a social status.
Yeah, and I feel like you see that here, and people really judge off that. And it feels like what you're saying is, over there you don't really see that. Like everybody's just cool with each other.
Yeah, like it's everyone. It's like everybody knows each other. It's that small. Like everybody knows each other, and it just seemed like everybody was so cool with one another, and I fell in love with the place, honestly. Like it was just because it's just how like the community was. It was just so different. But I mean, it was the first time I've traveled and I've ever been to another state, so
it could be different.
It can be different somewhere else. I just need to have a little bit more experiences. But as far as like my first time traveling, like it's made me like made me want to see what else is out there in the world. Like certain people, they only see a block, right? They only see a street, and that's all they know is a street. And you know, some of us are more fortunate, and you know, we're able to branch out and go and check out other cities, and we check out other cities, and not every city is the same either. And but like,
or I mean, parts in a city could be different.
Yeah, but just like going to a completely different state is a trip. So just I want to see like how a different state is, how a different, even a different country is, like how people are. It's crazy, and it was a really good experience, and it's definitely humbled me a lot, and it's changed my feelings towards money, because I've been so driven like financially, because it's always been everything's always been in the back of my head. It's like, oh, I need to make money, and now it's just like I've kind of learned, like I'm kind of, how do I put it, I know what to like, what the hierarchy of like what true happiness is. And so I think everybody, well, in my opinion, I feel like if you're trying to if you feel like you're, you know, not so humble, and you trying to humble yourself, check out a different state or country. Like, it will definitely show you, and like meet like people too, like just like you put yourself in a, dang, I don't even know what to say. Just like put yourself out there. Like I spoke to so many people, and I've like heard, like I met this kid, and he's a pilot. He's a pilot. That tripped me out, like how young he was. Like, I mean, you don't see people out in California like
doing
a
high
stuff,
level job like
or
that.
well, not even saying, like, I mean, you don't see people like, oh, like I want to be a pilot. I mean, you don't really hear things like that too. Like there's so many different, there's other, like California has these like main focuses, and like I feel like in other like states and stuff, like people, people think differently. That's all. I think that's what I'm trying to get to, is like it's nice to get other perspectives on the way that people think. And out there, I was able to, you know, hear other people's thoughts from a different state. So it wasn't, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so hard to like put it together, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if you have no words to say, I mean, clearly you kind of like, it's I don't even know what to say now either.
Yeah, this is going south. This is going south. But what else should we talk? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you. Did anything crazy's happen to you? I mean, I was on my trip for about 4 days.
Not really. It's just been more work in school. That's about it. Nothing special.
I was looking into medical school, right? It tripped me out, like how long it takes just to get into, like, this is why doctors are so old. When you see doctors, like, it tripped me out. All right, so like currently I'm in school, and my degree is in healthcare management, and so I was like, okay, well, I know you can do a bridge program to become an RN from that program, and so I don't want to really be I wouldn't want to be an RN, just because I just see that job seems ridiculously stressful. But even as a doctor, you can still be stressed out. But I mean, you're kind of your own boss in a way.
You tend to hate. Honest truth, what I've noticed, because I work at a hospital, you know, you notice doctors hate their lives.
I think they hate their lives because of how like like they're in debt. Like, that's another thing.
Do you want to hear what I think?
What?
Well, okay. So this is me. A lot of doctors, if you notice, a lot of them are like, they're from different countries, right? So yeah, like, I know one that's Egyptian, I know one that's Asian, I know one that's Indian. So they're all, it's very diverse.
Yeah.
And I feel like, or what I've always like heard was that families that come over, they expect the most out of their kids. So they either have to be a lawyer or a doctor.
But yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what they're expected to be.
Exactly. So like, I feel like, at a young age, these kids are expected to just do something that they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. Like, what if you grow up and you're like, I want to be this, but I'm supposed to be a doctor. Like they're unhappy.
Yeah.
Because of their parents' choices. Which, like, at the long run, their parents want them to be good and successful. Yeah. But at the same time, like, are they going to be happy? Mm-hmm. It's like, so when I see the residents at work, they're very happy. They want to work because they're in the field. They're, you know, there's 2 more years till they're done with the resident, and they could be a doctor and start getting paid well. But when I see the doctors, they don't smile. They don't say hi. They're very rude. like they seem like they really hate life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when they didn't go into a patient's room, they put a fake persona on or something. But like when they walk around the hospital,
all right. Well, check this out. You want to know why these residents are so happy? Because they probably waited forever to get
that's why.
to where they're at. Because all right, so the way that works, right? All right, so in order for me to get into to start even get my doctorate, my MD, I would have to take an additional 16 classes, right? And these are all like core biology, chemistry, maths and classes, and these are just so they can prepare me to take the test, to take the test to get into med school, right? And so before you can even get in to take the test, you have to apply. You have to put in an application to take this test. You can't just pay and be like, hey, can I take this test?
Yeah.
No, you have to apply to take this test, and they have to accept your application. So from I would say, I think it's from like August to October or something like that, you apply, right? You apply to take the test. So if you apply first thing in August and you hear back in September, from September to another time frame, I forgot what month, you get if they like your first application, they send you a second one, and it's a second application. That second application, it's a written. They want you to submit an essay, right? So you write an essay, and usually it's a question about yourself. So you just talk about yourself, and if they like you, the third.
You're selling yourself, basically.
Pretty much. The third one is an actual interview. So then you have to do an interview, and I'm assuming you're sitting with the board of doctors, and so then you do the interview, and then if the interview goes well, they like you, then you're in to take the test. So then you can't mess this up. You've already gone this far, right? So if the test period's from January to I believe April, and you have that time frame to take the test, you have to score at least a 500.
To pass?
To do 500 is what they expect. That's an expected test score. So you have to score a 500 on the test, and there's like different portions of the test, and then so after you do that, so this is a whole year. You're waiting a whole year. It's a whole year process, right?
If you're getting into something.
Yeah, just to see if you're gonna be able to take this test. And then so say you've gone through everything, you've taken the test, then after you've done that, they will take care of you, and they will send out your test scores and your application to all the medical schools, right? And so for each medical school that you want to apply for, you have to pay a certain fee, and everybody's fees are different. So then you got to cough out more money to pay for all these fees to submit them to God knows how many schools. So I mean, if you want to have a better chance of getting into school, you got to apply for the most that you can. And then who knows how long there's a wait list for all these schools. So that's why it might take you 8 years before you even get into medical school. By the time I complete my medical school, I'll be like my mid-30s. And that is crazy. That is just crazy. And it's like somebody it was Erica's boyfriend that was telling me that there was a UPS worker, right?
I seen that video.
You seen that? UPS worker compared to a doctor, like in the beginning stages, like they're making is it about the same, or is he making more? I feel
no, but after all his debts are start thinking all his bills on it, he's basically making the same.
Yeah.
Because of all the debt he's in.
Yeah.
And
that makes you unhappy, man. I don't make a person so unhappy, and this UPS worker has less responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody's lives in it.
It just that trips me out, man. It just trips me out. But that was something that I was looking into when I was on my vacation.
Hey,
after I got back from Kansas, I thought about looking into it.
You know what Amazon should do?
What?
They should have their own delivery service.
Amazon?
Yeah.
They already do that with drones?
Maybe no, but you know, like UPS now, they deliver everything for them.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, they should have their own, cause
like their own trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're doing a drone thing. Aren't they doing drones?
Yeah, but I mean that's not even out yet.
It's in the works. What? You want to cut it off?
Yeah.
Alright guys, well, I guess we're going to end it off here. Thank you guys so much for listening to Two Brothers Arguing. if you did like the video, I know there was a certain part where I kept not mumbling, but I could not get a word out. There's just so much that I don't know how to express myself about this situation, or this that just like being in a different state, the difference between California and a state that's not as, it's just I guess the same, a little bit more rural. But yeah, so thank you guys again for watching this. Please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let us know what you think. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more peppy, because I've been told that I'm very monotone, so I'll work on that, guys. So comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more. And like my dad always says, be quiet and listen, boneheads.